Yo guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Now in today's video guys, I'm going to be bringing you a $326 scheme in Madden NFL 21. This is going to be a defensive scheme, and today I am going to be showing you guys 4 plays that you can run to be more successful. We'll go over the audibles, the personnel subs, and then the 4 plays. Quickly before we get into the video guys, want to follow me on Twitter, just give me the link down below. Also, if you want to check out my 2 most recent videos, they're going to be in the card above my head. Anyway guys, let's go ahead. Let's get into it. Okay guys, so here we go. This is $326. I'm currently using the 4-6 playbook. I actually kind of switched it up. I was originally using the multiple D defensive playbook, but then I switched it up, so now I'm using the 4-6. So quickly, let's get into the personnel subs here. So how to access your substitutes. Oh wow, I accidentally did a package, but basically how to access your subs is you're going to press R1 or RB, and basically the first adjustment or the first personnel sub we're going to make here is we're going to sub in a safety at middle linebacker. So how we're going to do this here, actually, let's see. So I don't know why it had this, right? But for some reason, Desmond King was actually playing as a safety. Honestly, I mean, that's not too bad. He actually, oh wow, he's actually a safety. But basically, I just moved him down to cornerback. So basically what we're going to do, we're just going to access here the depth chart. And right before the game, I recommend you doing this here. Go and check and see what the change of direction is, who has the highest change of direction as a safety. So obviously we're not going to use Desmond King or Derwin James in this spot. So let's see, Rashawn Jenkins, he does have 89 speed, change of directions an 85, Gilman has an 87, and then obviously these guys have high change of directions, but we're not going to use them. So it looks like this guy Gilman is going to be the man we're going to use as our users. Quickly check here if Nazir Adderley is going to be the guy, and he's not. So we're going to be using this guy right here, Aloha Gilman. So what we're going to do here, we're just going to go back to formation, press R1. We're going to hover over it, and then we're going to put, instead of Kenneth Murray, we're going to be playing Gilman right here, and then also we're going to be playing Kenneth Murray at this left side middle linebacker spot. And basically, we're just going to run that here. That's the only adjustment you're going to make here in the personnel subs, is just to put a safety at linebacker, you know, depending on what position you're going to be using. So now, guys, let's move into the audibles. So your audibles here are going to be the following: DB Fire 2, Cover 1 Press, Cover 3 Cloud Show 2, and Cover 4 Drop Contain. So first, we're going to come out in DB Fire 2, and I'll see you guys there. Okay guys, so we are in DB Fire 2. This is what it looks like stock here. As you can see, we have 2 corners blitzing and a soft squat there as well. Now this play is not going to sustain online. So the first setup we're going to do is we're just going to click onto both these corners and we're going to man them up. So man coverage is what you're going to do. One of the ways you could do it is you could just double tap triangle and press their icons and then flick the right stick up, and then depending on what receiver they're lined up on, you're going to press their icon. Now also another way you can do this here is just use B or O to click onto them in the left stick, and then you're going to click onto them, press X, flick the right stick up, and press triangle, and then we're going to do the same thing right here. And as you can see, I did that very, very easily. Now we're going to use Gilman right here. And then the next adjustment you're going to make is you're going to shade over the top, which is triangle, flick the right stick up. Basically what that's going to do is that's going to take those soft squats and make them into cloud flats. And then the one of the last things you're going to do, you're going to click onto your linebacker you're not going to be using. You're going to put them in a middle third. Now there's 2 ways to do this. The first way is to double tap the right D-pad, press their icon, and flick the left stick up. However, the second way, which I like to do, just going to click onto them, press X, and we're going to flick the left stick up, and then I also am going to move them back a little bit. That way they're more equipped to play those deep post routes. So as you can see, here's the first setup here. Oh, and one more thing, just pinch the defensive line, which is left D-pad down the left stick. By the way, guys, all the setups will be down in the description so that you guys have them. So here we go. We're going to run this play here, and basically we're just going to watch to see is there anything right here, and he does end up going to the sideline. He gets a couple of yards, but not too much. So that, guys, is going to be the first setup out of DB Fire 2. The next setup here is you're gonna show like a cover 3 cloud look. So those 2 blitzing corners you're gonna put in a curl flat. So a curl flat, guys, is gonna be right on the left stick. So we're just gonna click onto them, press the left stick to the right, and as you can see, they're both in curl flats. And then we're going to shade over the top, which is triangle, flick the right stick up. That's going to take the soft squats, make them into cloud flats. Then we're going to drop the non-user linebacker into middle third. I actually accidentally put Chris Harris Jr. into a curl flat. We're just going to back this guy up, and then we're going to pinch the defensive line, which is left D-pad down the left stick. So as you can see, guys, here we go. Obviously the middle is going to be exposed, but this will stop a lot of like the crossing routes and whatnot. So yeah, here we go. So this is the play here. I'm going to showcase it. They are going 5 wide. So let's just make sure. And as you can see, he does end up dumping off there. Now, another thing you could do, guys, as well, if you want, if you're not really concerned with pressure, is you could drop one of your defensive linemen into a vertical hook. Now, how to do that, you're just going to click onto them with B in the left stick, or O in the left stick. And then we're going to press X and flick the left stick down. So actually, can we even do that out of here? Yeah, we can. Yeah, we should. Okay, let me just see. And yeah, so as you can see, it puts them into a vertical hook down the left stick. So yeah, that's the first setup, guys. Now we're going to move into the next setup, which is going to be, we're going to move on to the next play, which is going to be cover 1 robber press. Okay, guys, so here we go. We are in cover 1 robber. Now the first setup we are going to do, guys, is going to be very simple. All you're going to do is press, which is triangle down the left stick. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to shade over the top, which is triangle up on the right stick. Then we're going to put the blitzing linebacker and the opposite side safety into a curl flat. So once again, here, curl flat is right in the left stick. So I'm just going to click onto them. And we're going to do that. And as you can see, this is the play. Now, I'd recommend, guys, if you can, to sub in 2 safeties at linebacker. I did not actually do that. I'll put a quick note in the personnel subs here to sub in 2 safeties at linebacker as opposed to 1. But as you can see here, we're just going to user this. Actually, we're just going to user this safety right here. I actually just kind of blanked right there, but we're going to user the safety. Very, very simple. And then also we're just going to pinch the defensive line. So we're just going to do that. And yeah, so that's the first setup here. Really simple. Man coverage is actually really good in Madden 21. So just make sure here he ends up dumping off. And as you can see, it causes an incompletion. So that is the first setup. Now the next setup we're going to go over, guys, is if you want to get a little bit more pressure, what you could do is you could press, shade over the top, which keep in mind press is down on the left stick, and then shade over the top is up on the right stick. And then what we're going to do, guys, is we are going to take this blitzing linebacker. We're going to kick him out to the left side if he's on the left, and we'll kick him out to the right if he's on the right. So what we're going to do, we're just going to click onto him. We're going to move him like right here. That way he's like on the edge. And then we're just going to drop both of these safeties into curl flats. So keep in mind that is right in the left stick. And then we're going to use the linebacker that is on the running back. So that's pretty much the setup here, guys. And the running back is going to actually be on a route here. So I actually ended up getting switched on to a tight end, which is pretty good. So here we go. As you can see, he ends up dumping off right there to Zach Ertz. He gets about 6-7 yards, but that's the only weakness about man coverage. So yeah, guys, now we're going to move on to the next play, which is cover 3 cloud show 2. Okay, guys, so we are in cover 3 cloud show 2. Now the first setup we're going to do, guys, is simple. All you're going to do is press and shade over the top. And then also we're just going to move this outside cornerback right here who's on a outside third. We're just going to move him back a little bit. That way he doesn't get burned too bad. So that's really the first setup. And what you're going to do, guys, you're going to you'll get a defensive back actually on a hook curl. You're going to user that guy. Unless that guy has a lot of receivers to his side, then in that case you're just going to user the other linebacker. But pretty much on this play, we're just going to user this corner. And as you can see, pretty much everything is locked up. And we end up tackling this guy for like a 6-yard gain. Which honestly, I mean, not all defenses are perfect, and it also is all Madden CPU, so you just got to keep that in mind. So now, guys, the next setup here is we're going to press, shade over the top, back off the corners right here. I meant to say corners, but you're going to back this guy off as well. Actually, you don't even need to, but now what you're going to do, guys, is you're going to put, like, let's say we got this guy right here. He's a linebacker. So basically the linebacker and the defensive back, we're going to put them like this linebacker. He's going to go into a hard flat. And then this corner is going to go into a curl flat. And then we're going to shade over the top. Now we basically get like a cover 3 cloud type look here with a curl flat and a cloud flat to both sides. And that is basically the setup right here. You're just going to user the 3 reception hook player because that's going to be your user, the safety that you subbed in. And then also, if you want, you can also pinch your defensive lines. So that's going to be the next setup, guys. Honestly, it's going to do really good against crossing routes and whatnot. So we're just going to run this play here. Very, very simple. As you can see, we're just going to run this play. Now, as you can see, we did get burned up the middle. That's one fault of this, is that you can get burned up the middle, so just be wary of that. So now, guys, we're going to move on to the last play, which is going to be cover 4 drop contain. Okay, guys, so we are in cover 4 drop contain. So the first setup here, all you're going to do, you're just going to press and shade over the top, and then you're going to back off these outside corners off of the receivers. So that's literally all you're going to do right here, and this is just a pretty standard setup. And then also, if you want to, you can pinch your defensive line. which we're going to do right here. And that's just the first setup. Now, the next setup we're going to do, guys, here is going to be to press, but instead of shading over the top here, we're actually going to shade underneath and then over the top. Reason why? It's going to take those curl flats, turn them into cloud flats, and it's going to do better against plays. It's going to do better against like underneath routes and whatnot. And then also just remember to pinch your defensive lines. So that's going to be the next setup, guys. And also you want to move your corners back as well if they're in a position to get beat. So as you can see here, receiver in motion. And oh my goodness, he threw right to me. Oh my goodness, what was that? But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this video. All the setups will be down in the description. Keep in mind, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, smash a like. Smash 5 likes. Thank you so much for watching. Most importantly, stay classy.